Okay, can we start the lesson today? Can we?
Yes.
Before we do that, I have a question for you. Have you heard about New York City?
Yes.
Yes. What do you know about New York? Who can tell me something you know about New York City? Yana, you said yes. What do you know? Just one thing. Share with us.
I know that New York City is a big city.
A big city? Okay. Thank you. Anna, what do you know about New York City?
New York City is in America.
In the United States of America. Okay, so we have an information that it's a big city in the USA. Elena, what do you know about New York?
New York is very, very beautiful.
Very beautiful city. How do you know that? Have you ever been there? Did you visit New York before? No. Do you have a relative, a friend who lives there?
No.
No. Thank you. Does any of you have a close person living in New York? No? No. Then how did you know all the information that it's a big city, a very, very beautiful one in the United States of America? Who told you that? How did you get those information? Where did you learn those information? Yana, how do you know it's a big city? From the net. Okay. Anna, how do you know it's in the United States? From the net. How do you know it's a very beautiful city? From the net. Do you ever use books? Let's say geography books can show you that it's in the United States of America and so on. But anyway, today we're going to learn about New York City from a person who actually lives there. Somebody who lives in New York City.
I have some information that this is also in your books, which you do not need today, but if you want to look at it again later, you can. And this is about a girl writing about where she lives, and she lives in New York City. And this is what she says. Hi, my name's Tiffany Morton, and I live in New York. Our apartment is in Greenwich Village. I go to East Side Middle School. I'm 14, so I'm in the 8th grade. I travel to school on the subway. My family is a typical New York family. My grandfather is from Poland, and my grandmother is from Italy. My mom's grandparents were Irish. I have an aunt from Puerto Rico and an uncle from Brazil. So my relatives speak 5 different languages. My dad's a sculptor and my mom's an art teacher. I suppose that's why I'm interested in art. There are some fantastic museums and galleries in New York. My favorite is the Museum of Modern Art. Another of my favorite places is Central Park. It's 4 kilometers long and there are 75,000 trees. I go rollerblading there with my friends, and in the summer we swim at the pool after school. I like going to the theater on Broadway, but it's very expensive. People think New York is dangerous, but I don't agree. It's certainly a busy, noisy place. After all, 8 million people live here. Why don't you come and visit us? So we have a few slides to show you some of these places that she has talked about.
And
maybe you can review a few of the places while I set this
no,
up.
I have another question.
Oh, fine, great.
Full with questions.
Thank you.
Wake your brains up. You heard how does Tiffany Morton feel about New York? She's a person who lives there. Do you think that a visitor, let's say you or somebody else, can have another opinion about New York than somebody who lives there? Philip, what do you think? Would a visitor have a different experience and different opinion about New York?
Yes.
Yes, you expect that you wouldn't feel about New York the same as Tiffany feels. Why is that so? What do you think?
Because when I visit New York, maybe I won't feel the same as Tiffany. I will say it's a very big city and it's very noisy.
It's a very big and noisy city. Thank you very much, Philip. Probably you wouldn't have the same feelings and relation to the town as somebody who lives there. What do you think about Kochani? The best city in the world. Well, Tiffany thinks New York is the best city in the world. That's because we are emotionally attached to the place where we live and were born. When you go to visit some place, and you just expect to see interesting places, spend a few days there, and then go back home. It's just a nice memory in your life. Living somewhere is something different.
Would you like to try them?
Yes, of course. I haven't been to New York before. I hope I can go and visit New York in the future. But I know that New York is full with beautiful places. Now you're going to see some of them.
Do you recognize this?
Yes.
How do you call this monument?
Statue of Liberty.
The Statue of Liberty. It works as a brand of New York, actually. Oh, do you recognize this? Hmm? Isn't that Manhattan, Karen?
Yes, from the water.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops, oh, this skipped to the wrong one. I don't know why this skipped to the wrong one. This is in the art gallery, which he talks about, Museum of Modern Art. Central.
What do you think is this? 75,000 trees inside.
Central Park.
Central Park.
Surrounded by the
The lungs
city.
of New York.
This is also in Central Park.
Actually, people go and have picnics there during the weekend. It's so big, that big.
This is also the big fountain in the park in the summer. This is Broadway, all the theaters.
Oh, Broadway, the dream of every actor or actress, having a performance on Broadway.
This is inside one of the theaters.
Mm.
See how many seats there are? This is from a show. Do you know what show it might be? Lion King. You heard of Disney's Lion King?
In the jungle, the mighty jungle.
And I think you'll recognize this show. Who is this? Shrek, the musical.
Mhm.
This is another
Wow.
shot of the city.
This is Kochani.
Shows you how big it is.
Is it Kochani? No.
This shows you at night all the lights of the city. Can you imagine being in an airplane and coming into New York City the first time?
I would really like to experience that sometimes.
This is from Greenwich Village. Tiffany says she lives in Greenwich Village. You'll see this looks like just a nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
Not so many big buildings here. Has lots of little shops there.
This is far from the center, from Manhattan and Broadway, in the suburbs.
And you see the bicycles in front of this building. A lot of people do not have cars,